Hey, what's up guys, ExcitaBros TCG here, and today I'm here with a DBS deck profile of Vegito. Get excited. Alright, so the leader is SSB Vegito, Godhood Transcended. It's a very nice leader, it's very controlly. On the front side, it's just an attack, draw one, just boom, draw one. And it don't have to attack leader either, so you can attack whatever. But whenever one of your blue unison cards or your blue battle cards are popped, you can draw two and flip this bad boy over. Or, 4 or less, untap one, draw one. But, you know, you don't really get to that point, but if you're getting really stalled out, then you can, there's an option there too. But you want to awaken at 8 if you can. That's ideal. And then get to the backside where you can attack and draw one. Don't have to attack later. And you can tap 2 and choose one of your unison cards and give it triple strike and 10k. So that's pretty great. And whenever one of your blue battle cards or unison cards is destroyed again, you can untap one and draw one. So it's basically like you always got an awakening skill that you can always do. So you're basically awakening the whole game. It's just what blue always needed. So you could build this mono blue. But today, this is not a mono blue deck. This is a blue green deck. This is Vegito. So let's get into the cards I put into the deck. So the first 4 cards is the unison. This is the unison of choice because it makes it where whenever your opponent wants to attack you, they can't do damage unless this is dead or your blue Saiyan in your battle area is dead. This is in rest mode. Or you don't take any damage. There's actually a few cheeky plays in here where you can just, you know, pretend like you're not doing anything, you don't have nothing on board. They swing in, they go for double strike or whatever and go for game, combo all in, and you can just combo one card and get out of it. It's pretty cool. But it has a +0 effect where you put something in rest mode and you add a marker, and then you have a -2 effect where you draw one and you can get something off the board ignoring barrier that's greater than their energy, like a battle card that's greater than their energy. And that's really good for the mid-range turns that you're going to be in a lot of the time. Or if there's an aggro deck that plays a big boss monster early, this gets rid of it by a -2. That's always great to have. But here's some 1-drop blockers. This one's the best 1-drop blocker because you get the energy back for tapping one for it. So tap 1 blocker, and whenever this is KO'd, you untap 1 blue energy. So it's a turn 1 play that you can do to awaken your leader like that. But you also got this blocker right here, which is one that they can have revenge. I like this one more. But I'm testing this one to see like what people like, because I saw some people playing this one, and I'm like, okay, let me see how this one goes. But it getting revenge is actually pretty chill. Like it gets revenge by looking at the top card of your opponent's deck. If it's a battle card, it gets revenge until the end of their next turn. So, you know, in the mid-range turns, this card kind of becomes dead because you don't really need just a 1-tap blocker that untaps one. This one can become a revenge blocker. So those mid-range turns to late-game turns are actually really, really chill. You could actually make it a revenge blocker for 1 energy. It's pretty cool. But those are the blockers of choice. You can mix it up anyway. You can have 4 of this one, 4 of this one, 2 and 2, whatever you want to do. I just think 4 blockers is the go-to. Then you got this boy. This boy right here is awesome. So what he does is when he goes into the combo area, you can tap 1 blue and play a blue Saiyan from your hand that's 2 or less in rest mode. So this is the card that pairs very well with your unison because during the battle you can just play a Saiyan in rest mode and you take no damage, and that's just an amazing play by itself. But it has other uses in the deck. It's just a very good card to utilize. Another good card is this Vegeta. Some people don't really like this card, but I find it really cool to do. Like, I mean, you could definitely take this card out for something else that you enjoy, because this deck is very what you like based on like what you like basis. This card, whenever you untap a energy during your opponent's turn, you draw one. So, say this card gets popped, and this card's out there, you can untap one, draw a card, then awaken with your leader, draw 2 cards. So you just drew 3 and untapped 1. Or when you're on your backside and this goes off, say they kill, just say this guy's in rest mode, they kill this guy, draw a card because your leader untapped 1 and drew 1. So you basically drew 2, untapped 1 instead of drew 1, untapped 1. So it just kind of makes your leader have even more effects, kind of like it's a nice little thing, but you don't get it off all the time. It's just there if you need it, and it's a 2-drop Saiyan that you can put in rest mode for him, which is nice to have so that your leader don't take damage. But the main card that you're going to be playing is this guy right here, Revive Goku 2-drop, and he can KO himself. He's blue-green. He can KO himself and negate a 6 or less. 4 may be a bit too much, I might add, but seeing this guy is really crucial to some of your games. Yes, a lot of decks aren't really attacking with 6 or less right now, but I mean, getting this out, you can get this out turn 1 basically if you tap on have a mono blue energy, which you're gonna have to have at least 1 mono blue energy because your leader untaps a mono blue, not a blue green, a mono blue. So always keep that in mind. But this guy is just so much value when you get him on board, and then you can constantly bring him back and utilize this card because when he's pitched off of Revive, because Revive you have to pitch a blue-green to bring him back, he plays himself for free as a blocker. So you basically get a blocker, a negate, that can technically negate twice. So you get a negate, 2 negates and a blocker for 1 energy if you play him off this. And that's just insane value. And again, you would untap 1 and draw 1 with your leader, or draw 2 with your leader, depending on what side you're on. So good. But moving on from there, we got this boy. This boy is basically a killer. He can be a killer. He can be a unison killer. He's a revive target. He's a lot of things, but he has to be tapped 2 to play. You can't play him off of this because he says that he can only be played from your hand or off of revive skills. So that's okay. I wish I could play him off this because that would be lit, but no. But his other effect outside of having revive is you can tap a blue and a green and he gets triple strike and plus 10k. So he becomes a 25k triple strike just like this unison does with your leader effect. So it's another way to get out another body that can kill. So, you know, you could easily just take this out for another one of him or whatever you feel like, but I just like having the option to just have a tap 2, then tap another 2 for a triple strike 10k. It's nice. And he's a blue-green charge, which is nice to have. And we're going to get into some of the boss monsters of the deck. I consider this guy a boss monster, but he kind of isn't, kind of is. I don't know. It's just very controlling when you get him on board. He has Revive and Blocker, which is a nice mixture. It's really cool. But what makes him even better is when you play him, you can pop a card on your opponent's side of the board. Another effect he has is he KOs himself when your opponent plays a battle card and then draws a card. So what you can do is say you have him on board, your opponent plays a battle card, you trigger his effect, KO himself, goes to the drop area, revive, bring him out, but you also draw a card, so it makes your leader draw 2, untap 1 if you're on the back, which you're most likely going to be if this card's going to be coming out. Untap 1, draw 2, untap 1, draw 2, play him, then KO your opponent's battle card. That's just so much value out of just having him on board. You can tap out for him, and it don't matter. You're going to be getting the value back. Yes, this deck has some flaws here and there, but every deck has their flaws. But this card, I just love this card. 3 of is the number you need it at. No more than 3. 3 is a great number. Then here's some tech option that I threw in there because I thought, you know, why not? If you're going to control, why not control everything? This card, Energetic Frenzy Kefla, she's a 7-drop that can become a 3-drop if you have basically 4 battle cards on board, because she goes down by 1 for every battle card you have. So she can go down to a 3-drop because she has 3 blue as specified. But she has an activate main, and she's unique basically. And she has an activate main once per turn, draw 2 cards, and then at your opponent's main phase you draw 2 or untap 2. Fun fact: if you have this Vegeta on board, whenever you're doing that, you untap 1. So you untap 1, draw 2 during your opponent's turn, and you draw 2 off of her effect. So you're controlling how much cards you have in your hand, and stuff, so you don't run out of resources. So it's just really nice to always have those resources being replenished and stuff like that. Let's move this right here. Let's slow this down some. There we go. And then we got 3 Obuni. Yes, this is a proxy, but who cares? I just don't want to spend out the money just for this deck. But eventually I'll get them. He's a tap 4 deflect. When he plays 3 Afterimage tokens, and then he can look at the top 4, or he can look at the top card of your opponent's deck, and then if it's a battle card, you untap 1 during their main phase. So that's another card that untaps an energy during their main phase, which triggers this Vegeta. Draw 1. It's so much value, and you get 3 battle cards on board to swing. 3 of them being tokens, 15Ks, 5K combos, but tokens nonetheless, and they just put in work. You drop this boy, you get what you get 4 attacks. It's just amazing. Which is a boss monster, if I say so myself. Then we got Android 21 Bad Omen. Play 2 of her because she can just. They have that one life left. They're trying just to not get to 1 life, and you keep putting that pressure on with Obunis and triple strikers on these 2 cards. You're controlling the game with this card. You got your negates and blockers, your other blockers. You don't take damage with this, so you're literally just controlling every aspect. And getting them down to 1, yes, can be hard, but they're going to try their hardest just to not get to 1. And that plays to your advantage. So this card right here, they see this in your energy, strikes fear in your opponent. Always strike fear in your opponent. Then we got this arrival card. It can get a body off their board, make them discard a card. It's a Saiyan. It's a blue-green card to pitch for this. It's everything this deck needs in 1 card. It's nice. You can play 4 of this. You could literally take 1 of these out and play a 4th one. I decided to put this in place of that so I could have another killer, because I feel like this deck doesn't have enough killers. So that's the reason why I made this a 3 of. So there's my thought process on that. You can make this 4. And then the super combo of choice, of course, is Android 18 Bionic Blitz. Yeah, that's the name. She's super cool because she gets an opponent's card and puts it on the bottom of their deck. And then it's a free tap 2 arrival for this because it's blue-green. So it's another card that just puts in that work. Because you don't need the draws because you have so many cards in your deck that already draw. So you don't need the super combo that lets you draw. So 4 check lands. It's kind of self-explanatory. It is what it is, and it's a card you can pitch for revive. So don't ever be afraid to just not charge the blue-green check land and pitch it for your revive, because sometimes that's more important. Some people just see a check land, you're like, oh, I gotta charge that. Not in every case, you know. You got a Mira. It's double strike, untaps 1, draws 1. It's a 30k. It makes it where I don't have to play Mira Champa because that takes up 4 cards in your deck. This takes up 1. It's not as good, but it takes up, 2 slots and is a killer. So it's a really nice overwhelm of choice. And then Bean and D Magic. 4 Bean, 4 D Magic. Simple as that. Untap, negate. And that is Vegito. A few of the deck techs from the new set, there are a lot of cards, but this card right here, it's a Son Gohan and Piccolo. It's very cool because it has double strike and triple attack, but tap 6. So you can actually tap 6 for this card, because you can't actually get to that late in the game. And it has a tap 1 effect, a tap 1 blue effect. If your leader card's a blue or green, and you discard this card from your hand, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards your cost 3 or less, and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. So it's actually board removal as well. So against like a deck like Vegix, this is a tap 1 blue, get 2 cards off board. Can't really complain about that, right? So I was just thinking maybe put this in for something else if you may not like this card. I just wanted to bring it up. I haven't worked into the deck yet. I don't know exactly what I would take out for it yet, but I'm figuring that out. But I wanted to bring this up for you guys. Thank you guys for watching the deck profile. Vegeta is really fun, and I highly recommend playing it if you like control or mid-range. It gives you the draws you like, it gives you the hands you like, the blocking you may like. It's everything that you may like in a blue deck. The deck list will be in the description below, so you can always go there if you ever want to buy any of these cards and look at the specific names and all that. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay tuned and stay excited.